Here I'm going to demonstrate the execution of a workflow using the IBM BPM platform. To start this demonstration, I'm going to log in to the IBM BPM process portal as a user. In this case, it's a field operator, part of the field development team in an upstream oil well operation. I'm going to start an instance of the intelligent wells production and injection workflow process. Clicking on the link creates a task in my inbox. Let's just go into the details of the workflow that has been defined. So to do that, I click here and I select View Process Diagram. Now this workflow, particular workflow process starts with a person from the field development team that defines the operating parameters for a new intelligent well. After that is done, the next task is with a contractor that designs the choke positions for the valves and develops the intelligent well design, which is subsequently approved by the field development team, and the process moves on till we reach a point where this well is under monitoring by the control room. So let me execute this workflow process. The first step is to define some parameters for the oil well to be drilled. Let's give it a name. Let me put some just random values here. But essentially, I'm simulating a field development personnel specifying the parameters for a new well. So I've completed that task. Let me log out and log in as a contractor, because that's the next role that needs to do a task. I constantly receive notifications as tasks are created in the BPM platform, which means that I do not need to be logged into the work portal at any time. The moment I have a task that is relevant for me, I will receive an email notification, and I can use that to log into the process portal and execute the task. So the next step is to log in as a contractor to the same process portal. And now there is a task to design the choke positions for the valves. Now this whole process portal has been designed by keeping in mind the tenets of social collaboration. So what that means is that you have things like a stream here, which you can also use to communicate with all the people involved in this workflow outside of just these process steps. So for example, let's say I just wanted to send some information to some of the people that are collaborating with me in this workflow. So I could, using the conventional social collaboration mechanism of an @ sign that you would use in a Twitter feed or in Facebook or in messaging to reference a person. Let's say I wanted to send a note to upstream FT because that is the person that did the previous step of this workflow. So if I just put in the letter U, it prompts me with a list of users of the system that I might want to send a note to, and I'll select upstream FT, and let's put in a question or a note. I could even put in an attachment with my note if I needed to. And this particular collaboration is happening outside of the workflow. and but is associated with the workflow. So let me post this message, and this gets added to the stream that is associated with this workflow. Let me complete my task, which is to set the control valve positions. And so let me go here and for each zone add a valve and a position. Again, the values are totally random, and that completes my task to design the choke positions. And I immediately get another task to now upload the intelligent well design. Again, let's just quickly look at the process diagram, and as you can see that I now can see that this someone from field development has completed this task, and I'm right now at this step in the workflow process where I need to upload the design for an intelligent well. Clicking on any of these squares gives me more details and about this particular activity. So let's go ahead and complete that activity. Now there's another tab that's opened up. I'm seeing all the information that was previously entered into this workflow, but I don't have the ability right now to make any changes. So at this point, I upload a document. So once I've uploaded the well design, and the next step will be for someone in field development to approve or reject this design. So meanwhile, let's log in again as this here is where I can set my email address so that I get and set all my preferences so that I can get notified every time there is a task available for me to perform. So let me go ahead and log out and log back in as the field development team member. And here I have a task which says approve the intelligent well design. And if I look at the at mentions piece here, right now when I'm looking at a summary view of my tasks, I should see that somebody has mentioned me in a post in a stream. So I already see this information here. I can see this information again if I click into the details of a particular task. Then the stream captures all the information that is associated with this workflow. And out here as well, I can see that there were some posts that mentioned my name, and I can respond to those posts. So for example, out here it says Ali contractor added an attachment. It also says that Ali contractor sent this note to upstream FD, and I could respond to that note. Remember, this whole stream, similar to a Facebook or a stream or a Twitter feed, is happening in conjunction with the workflow, but is separate from the workflow. So it's another bit of collaboration space that you have along with actually doing the steps of the workflow. So this kind of stream is typically used for people to help each other complete the tasks contained in here. So here a field development officer can approve or reject the design. They would download the design that was uploaded in the prior step by the contractor and review it and then approve or reject it. So let's say that the field development personnel approves this design, puts in a comment here and says it's approved. Now we're going to log in as a member of the wealth surveillance team, as that is the next person involved, the next team involved in the workflow. And there is a task in my inbox to confirm the order and to arrange for the actual drilling of the well. Now, I'm going to now fast forward this process so that we reach the point in the process where this well is already operational and we're actually monitoring this well. And what we want to show is that the eventing capability within this tool, the common event infrastructure that underlies this workflow tool, and what we want to show is that during monitoring, if an exception is seen, the workflow can then trigger an exception workflow, which will take certain steps to notify and put tasks into various groups to resolve the exception that was um, observed. So once again, looking at the process diagram, we've completed all the steps and we are here. I'm going to fast forward this process till we reach the point where we are actually monitoring. So we've finished the take on portion of the intelligent well, and we're actually the well is commissioned and operational, and we're monitoring the well.